ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since I've done a Christmas vid, isn't it? Remember doing the Great American Bash 91 a few years back with loads of wrestlers on it that I thought was one of the best videos I've ever made, if I do say so myself. So you can probably tell by the title down below what this one's going to be all about. This is a show that I've heard a lot about over the years. I've heard of turkey on a pole matches, for example, and pink rooms and empty arenas. I've also heard it's notoriously bad, but I've never had the chance to watch it until recently it appeared on the wonderful WWE Network as part of its Hidden Gems series. And it's just one of those, as soon as I saw that it'd been put online, it was one of those, oh, there's your Christmas vid, Mark. If you do a Christmas vid, that right there is what you're reviewing. Now, before we go on, of course, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get the little notifications when I upload a video. I've got some great vids coming up in the new year. Backlash 2006, I think, is the first one to go online. Give us a follow on Twitter. All of the usual gubbins. Of course, my vids go live on Twitter and on Facebook first. They go on the Friday to people, and then they're released to the public on a Saturday, as I'm sure you're all aware by now. Now, the other thing I wanted to say before we go into this one is there are, I'm sure, videos out there that are far, far better at explaining the history of the AWA should you want to go and find out. I'm not here to sit and tell you all the details about how the AWA split away from the NWA in, what, the 60s, or how Vern Gagne was their champion for years and years and years, and Nick Bonkwinkle and all that jazz. I can give you 2 points before we go on about the AWA. And this goes like this. Vince basically stole Vern Gagne's best talent over the 80s, be it Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jesse Bobby Ventura, Scott Hall, Kurt Hennig, the Rockers, the list goes on and on and on, Yokozuna, on and on and on and on. And you know, because it was just a better prospect for them, could make more money under Vince McMahon than they could do under Vern Gagne. The second one is that at this point, the AWA is broke as fuck. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now the AWA Team Challenge Series. Now, of course, if you haven't seen this before and you are looking at me going, the fuck are you talking about, Mark? Let me tell you that it is October the 23rd, 1989, and the AWA, as I've just mentioned, are stone cold broke. So they've got this concept where they're going to revolutionise wrestling television. They have split as now. I could be wrong on bits of this because there are, you know, I haven't done a massive amount of research on this one because it was one of those things that it's one of those. Do I want this to be like? I went into it completely blind because my thinking is that when they did this, they are trying to attract a new audience, the AWA are. So I didn't want to go into too much detail. So I'm going off, the information that I'm going to give you now is what they've told me, in as far as I can tell. Right? So it goes like this. They've split their entire roster into 3 teams. Each team has a captain. So Captain 1 is Sergeant Slaughter, whose team is called Sarge's Snipers. The second team is captained by Larry Zbyszko, and his team is called Larry's Legends. And then there's a third team who is captained by Baron Ron Rasky, whose team are called Baron's Blitzers. Okay, 3 teams, entire roster. Okay, so here we go. We kick off with some dancing ladies. They are fucking loving life. It looks like they're dancing in a ring, and, well, it also sounds like they're in an empty room. There's clips of some wrestling. There's also a clip of some band playing. I don't know who they are. We are not told who they are even. So, we start off with the man himself, owner of the company. It's Vern Gagne, and he's here to introduce us to a new era of wrestling, the Team Challenge Series. We're using new television technology tonight to bring us directly into the ring. Oh, fuck yeah, we are. Can't wait for that. So, some guy called Ralph Stangis and Greg Gagne are our hosts for this wonderful new pilot of this Team Challenge series. Our first match, which is Tommy Jammer versus Tom Burton. No, not heard of either of them before, I'm afraid. So, first thing you need to see. Look on your screen now. Look at that motherfucking entrance. This, folks, is green screen on either side of the ramp to show the crowd. But look closer, folks. Look closely at this. I'll bring it back on. Look on the screen. It's the same picture on both sides of the fucking ramp. Now look at it. Look at your man. Look, we've circled him here. Look at the man in the blue top. He's on both sides of the ramp. Oh, and it gets better, because look, circled in red, your man fucking falls off his seat and he's in both sides of the fucking thing as well. This, folks, is the first the fuck, because is this the best footage that they could find to use for this entrance? I mean, all the fucking stock footage they could. Or they could just put on a show and film various bits. No, it's just this one little loop of footage of your man falling off his chair. And when they edited this and put it together, no one in fact, I was going to say no one spotted this. Either no one spotted it, or, even better, is that they did spot it and went, ah, fuck it, it's a laugh. Who cares? And then, you know, we'll see if Vern notices. Vern didn't notice, so fuck it, let's air it. So, Tom Burton is already in the ring. Okay, first things first. After the entrance debacle. First things first, there is no crowd here. The whole ringside area is blacked out. And secondly, you know we talked about the innovative new TV technology we talked about before, right? What that is slow motion replays. Here we are in 1989, where there've been slow motion. And my first thought was when I saw this was like, I've been a Formula 1 fan my entire life, and I remember watching Grand Prix from like the mid 80s that have got slow mo replays in. I'm pretty certain that slow mo replays aren't a new thing, guys. Anyway, oh my fucking god, we get one in this very match, a slow mo replay of a body slam. It's the only move that Burton gets, though. Wait, there is a crowd. It turns out that they're not. You know, I said it looks like the arena's empty or it's blacked out. Look, here is a close-up of some woman. She's definitely in the crowd, or not, because she could be watching anything right now. It's just some woman. Anyway, Jammer gets a power slam and a splash for the win. This is utterly awful to watch, but at the same time, this is so goddamn entertaining to watch that I'm loving it. Next. So, Baron Von Raschke and Sergeant Slaughter argue about the upcoming Paul Diamond versus Colonel De Beers match. They're on their respective teams. So Paul Diamond's on Raschke's team and Colonel De Beers is on Sergeant Slaughter's team. Sarge says that he picks Colonel De Beers because he kept losing to him. That makes sense, I suppose. And then they mention, and then this is the first time that the team challenge has been mentioned since Vern mentioned it, okay? Next up, we hear from the Destruction Crew. This is Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom, and they talk for about 30 seconds before my brain goes, oh, we know those guys. It's the fucking Beverly Brothers from the WWF, who I fucking hated. They were in that match with the fucking Bushwhackers at Royal Rumble 92. You know, the one with Jameson? Yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah. Mike Enos here calls me, the audience member, a beer-bellied, pot-bellied, fat slob. Now that, folks, is a bit harsh, isn't it? To just rip on my weight 3 times in one fucking sentence. Saying that's why he's called Mean Mike. Anyway, they come to the ring, past the crowd. Look, it's the same fucking crowd. They didn't... Excuse me, they didn't think to put in new crowd members. It's just that same fucking picture on both sides. Look, there's your man falling. They're facing off. The Destruction Crew are facing off against the dream team that is Ricky Rice. Who? But his teammate is some guy called fucking Jerry Lynn. It's Jerry Lynn. So that perks me up a little bit. Right, okay, I'm interested in this one now. Lynn and Rice double team Bloom as the commentators tell us how dominant the crew are. In one of those, yeah, but what you're saying doesn't really tell you what's happening in the ring right this second. One fan, yeah, so they do these close-ups of the fucking crowd. And one reaction to this match is fucking super. This. So, Rice and Lynn work the arm of Bloom until the crew's manager, which is Johnny Valiant, distracts the referee. Bloom gets a back suplex, tags Enos in, he gets a shoulder breaker, a power slam that we see in slow motion because of the innovative technology, and then a doomsday device finishes the match, sorry. Greg Gagne is vexed as he can be because the referee should disqualify the crew as Bloom came off the top rope to get the win. And check this out, a direct quote, "There is no place for that sort of thing in professional wrestling." In 1989. Yeah, because of course, in the AWA, you weren't allowed to do moves off the top rope, so it was a disqualification. So technically he is right, but at the same time, it's one of those, dude, really? And then Eric Bischoff interviews the crew. I have no idea what their manager... Johnny Valiant talks a lot. I can't make out anything that he's saying. It's fucking superb. This is glorious in all of its ways. Here's Sarge again to big up the main event. It's a, ready for this one, King of the Hill over the top rope match, apparently. So like I said before, he chose De Beers, but kept chucking his carcass, his words, over the top rope. I'm guessing this has happened in Battle Royals or something like that. He says if De Beers loses, he will disgrace America. Well, then De Beers comes in and he shouts that he doesn't take orders from Sergeant Slaughter, right? And in the background, there's tribal music playing. I have no idea why. It's not explained. So, Colonel De Beers is from South Africa, okay? So apartheid and all that. But why there's tribal music playing, I just don't know. We get an absolutely no need close-up of Ralph, who tells us that enemies can be on the same team, like being the case of Sergeant Slaughter and Colonel De Beers. And De Beers has to do what Sarge says, and De Beers has to do what Sarge says, as Sarge is the captain. Now, Sergeant and Colonel, you know, so Colonel De Beers outranks the Sarge, but fuck it, doesn't matter, does it? Next, though, we have something that is baffling in all of the ways. As Slaughterhouse Shawn versus the Blonde Bomber, right? This is live from Beverly Hills, because something I haven't mentioned so far. This show is being filmed live from Satellite Base, wherever that is. But this match is live from Beverly Hills. And these two ladies, because of course Slaughterhouse Shawn makes you think of a fucking man, doesn't it? Yeah, these two ladies are having a straight up motherfucking boxing match. Innovative new TV stuff on the AWA. Ladies surround the ring and some fans, look at them, are fucking loving this. This match is not only awful, but it could give someone an epileptic fit because the cuts are so fucking fast. It's like Kevin Dunn today, you know, where he does this stupidly fast cuts, but just like turned up to fucking 11. The cuts are so quick, but also we get head cameras is the best way to describe it. We see shots like this one, and then this one, which could only have been shot if the camera is on the girl's forehead, like right here. It's a boxing match, right? Until the Bomber decides, fuck it, and attacks Shawn, right? Greg, check this out, because this is super. I love it when shit like this happens in wrestling. Greg Gagne says he doesn't know the rules. It's like, but you're the commentator. If you don't know the rules, how in God's name will I ever know the fucking rules? Anyway, in round 3, they both get knocked down. Shawn gets up first and wins. This was the drizzling shit and the best thing you'll ever see, all in one go. Fabulous. We go back to Ralph and Greg, who try and explain the team challenge. Apparently, the winner of this tournament, whatever it's called, gets $1 million. Okay, tonight's match is a King of the Hill match, where the only way to win is to throw your opponent over the top rope. And then, check this out, because this is brilliant. We check the standings. Somehow, Larry's Legends have 16 points, the Blitzers have 15 points, and the Snipers have 13 points, despite the fact we haven't had any matches yet. How the hell does that even work? It gets better. Seriously, this show is the wrestling show that just keeps on giving. Because look, here's Paul Diamond. He's in fucking space. And he brilliantly says that this next match is the first fucking match in the fucking Team Challenge series. So where the fuck have those points come from? This is so good. Oh, God. Match number 4 is De Beers versus Diamond in a King of the Hill match. Have they updated the entrances for this special match? Have they bollocks? It's still that same one. It's still my man falling over. Commentators, as I told a moment ago, tell us that they are live from Satellite Base. I don't have a clue what that means. Is it meant to sound futuristic and make it sound more important than it actually is? I have no idea. So Diamond controls a pair of flying headsets until he misses a splash. De Beers then controls until Diamond gets a dropkick. I say he gets a dropkick, but when we get the super slow motion replay of this dropkick, you can clearly see that it misses by a proverbial country mile, at least a foot away. De Beers is having none of it, so keeps on the offense. One woman cannot believe it as Diamond is thrown over the ropes, but he hangs on to the ropes. He goes for a pile driver, but Diamond backstops him out of the ring to win. And look at this one. My man has a picture of beer. So I'm guessing that all the other shots that we've seen so far, he was at the bar getting that. Match was the best of the bunch so far, but I'm not really saying much at all, is it? In our main event, it's Sergeant Slaughter versus the Terminator. No, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Before you say so, it's this guy. Look at his fucking hair. He goes out in public like that. I know I'm no fucking oil painter, I know like that, yeah, but at least my beard makes sense and I haven't got some zigzags cut into here. Or I haven't got an enormous mullet. In fact, I'm thinking about it now, the Terminator just looks like your stereotypical wrestler. You look at him and go, what, if you saw him in the street and was, that's right, what does he do? You go, I don't guess I'm going to say he's a wrestler. With an outfit like Birmingham, this in 1989. Anyway, so fucking A. So do we get new entrances for the main? Do we bollocks? But we do get some very happy children. So that's something. The commentators tell us, the thing about you will take about the way from this match is that the commentators tell us over and over and over again that you're going to be in the ring with these guys. So you'll be able to hear them yelling and the noises they make. So a lot of this match is stalling and a lot of it is them yelling at each other or yelling at the crowd or shit like that. And also the other thing, about this one is that it's an utter squash, this one is. Terminator maybe gets a couple of punches in. Every other bit of offense is done by Sergeant Slaughter. He does an alright thing. He does like a crossbody that's pretty good, bear in mind he's 330 pounds. But you know, it's me. He gets a flying clothesline, finished off with a Cobra Clutch. And then at ringside, the last thing we see of this show is Sergeant Slaughter talking to Eric Bischoff, who Bischoff says that this match went a little longer than your previous matches, didn't it? Have you trained harder for it? Now, we need to point out here that this match went 6 minutes. It's like, how long is Sarge's normal matches? Have you trained hard for it? Sarge's like, I'm in the best shape of my career. He is fucking huge. He's 330 pounds. Pretty certain when he went to the Fed in 91, he wasn't fucking that big when he won the title. Sure, he wasn't as big as he is here. Fucking hell. And so the very last thing is Ralph and Greg. Greg says it's going to take him a week to recover from this. And join us next week when you'll see these stars. And we see clips of AWA wrestlers wrestling in front of a crowd. I know, what a novel concept on this show. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. This is the worst. I mean, up with Heroes of Wrestling. You know, up with the worst wrestling you'll ever watch. But I tell you something, lads, as a Christmas treat to you guys, if you've got the network, get your mates together, have a couple of beers and watch this with them, because I guarantee you will be howling laughing. I've been laughing reviewing this, guys. Reviewing this show for you guys. You know, I'm just reading my notes and it's making me laugh to remember a show that I watched an hour ago. You know, it is fabulous in how fucking awful it is, how fucking stupid it is, and how this company thought that this would turn things around. It's madness in the extreme, but God, it's wonderful. I absolutely implore you to go and watch this. Please do. You will absolutely fucking love it. Because I'll tell you something, folks, I know I did. Alright then, guys, I have been Mark P. Have you seen this? Please let me know in the comments down below if you've seen it. Did you watch it at the time? Were you an AWA fan back in the day? And were you sat going, what the fuck has happened to my company? You know, the company that I've watched all this time and loved. You know, tell me what you thought of this, because I'm genuinely intrigued to know. If you haven't already, leave me a comment. If you haven't already, subscribe. Facebook, Twitter, all the goodness. My next video, I think, will be Backlash 2006. Hope you're enjoying everything I've done so far. And most importantly, of course, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, a prosperous New Year. I've been Mark P. See you in 2019. I had to think what year it's going to be then, because I'm an actual moron. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. This fucking show.